Alright, I got new lighting set up. Well, this is my first video after posting that piano tutorial, and yeah, this isn't really supposed to be a tutorial channel, so this is just my second channel, so I'm probably gonna make some more music content in the future, so if you want to stay subscribed, you can. You don't have to. You can unsubscribe to me right now. I was planning on making like a guitar tutorial video at least, and I've been learning some music theory recently, so I might make a music theory video. That's something I do want to talk about probably in this video a little bit, but the main thing I've been doing for the past like 2 hours is just setting up these lights. Like, I have like this weird ass big it's so big, but like I literally went to B&H, like the electronics and like the nerd store basically, and I asked the dude like, oh, like I showed him my freaking video and he saw like all the anime posters and he was a little weirded out. He was like, yo, like do you need the background in the frame? And I was like, yeah, I don't know. No, I don't really know, to be honest. Like, maybe I'll just green screen everything eventually. But for now, I was learning about like key lights and fill lights and things like that. And I added some soft boxes to the lights because I want as big of a light source as possible instead of like a small light source, whatever. Anyways, that's some nerd shit. But yeah, I have another light in the back over there. And I added this like One Piece thing in the background just to maybe give it some more flair. I also like have 2 different lamps set up right now on the left side because it was a little too dark. Like, let me turn it off and show you what it looks like without them. This is what it looks like without it. It's like I'm too bright compared to the background. Anyways, whatever. Yeah, I'm still trying to figure this out. My face might be a little too white here, but if you're like a lighting expert, I guess just like let me know in the comments. Sure. But yeah, just like quick video. I'm like starting to get back in the groove of things. I've really been in vacation mode recently. I think I've been saying that in the past couple of videos, but yeah, I've been like writing a lot of ideas down recently and like I figured out like how to make my Slay the Spire video, which I'll make eventually, hopefully before Slay the Spire 2 comes out, and a couple other videos. I watched the Kuroko no Basket movie yesterday with some friends and we were baked out of our minds, and it's so funny. If you ever decide to watch that movie, I swear to you, watch the English dub. It's so funny. I don't know how to explain it. It's like the Ghost Stories dub. Well, not exactly, but it's similar, where like the English voice acting is so egregiously bad that like it's good. But Ghost Stories was like more intentional, but this one is more like Kuroko no Basket is such a ridiculous show, so it kind of fits when like the Americans keep calling the Japanese basketball players monkeys. It's like, you monkeys, I'm gonna kill you. Like, they're saying that on the court and like they're so dramatic about it, but like it literally works. Enough of that. I might make a video on that eventually because it's so funny. But yeah, I'm excited to work on some more videos now. I'm like finally back in the groove after like 1, all the traveling I was doing, and then 2, like just like the paralysis of like being perceived. I don't really know like if people talk about this, but like I've been in such like a weird mindset recently. I'm looking at my analytics and my main channel almost has 100,000 views combined, and like every day, every single hour of the day, there's like 100 people who are just like looking at me at all times. And I don't know how to explain it because like this is probably like a very fortunate thing that's happening that like shows that I should keep making videos, but at the same time it's like this weird struggle that not many people can understand because like people are not meant to talk to millions and millions of people. You're supposed to just interact with like your tribe or community. I guess that's how we evolved and stuff like that, and like you're supposed to have deep personal relationships with like each person. But when there's 100,000 views and like I don't know how to explain it. It feels like the panopticon. Maybe I can put a picture right here. It's like I'm just being perceived at all times, even though I know like no one's actually watching me. They're just watching this very specific this like specific edited down version of me, but who knows. But yeah, back to the piano point. The first comment on my piano video was the same guy I pinned in my first video, the guitar video. And the first video actually, like he like basically said my exact thoughts of like my mindset towards like the guitar and like just doing things for the love of it. But my second video, he actually like had a different perspective of like he's a jazz musician compared to me who's like a classical musician, where I just play the notes on the sheet, and instead like jazz is more about like experimenting, like these weird sounds and feelings that you can invoke. And he mentioned something about Kids on the Slope, and I've heard about that show before actually. Like you know, I've been watching anime since like 2014, and like you know, I was watching hundreds of shows back in the day, so like Kids on the Slope, I've heard about it, and like I like the music shows, but I never really got around to it. I watched the performance scene, like the one where I don't even know what's going on in the show, but like he just goes up to the piano and starts playing, and then like the drummer goes in, and everyone, like the animation's actually insane. Like it's like the old art style and stuff like that, but like the way like they're like waving people in from like the classroom. Like, yo, check this out, this is insane. And like you see the crowd starting to gather around like the stage, the performance hall, and like there's just so much life to it, and the music is so cool. I don't know. So recently I've literally just been like studying music theory. It's kind of funny because in my guitar video I literally say like, oh, music theory, like no one actually knows how to do that. That's honestly more of like a projection from my own experience of like, you know, I've studied music theory in the past and I've been playing piano for so long that like I should know how to do these things, but I've never really put in the effort at least. So I'm actually like sitting down and like just like an hour or two a day, I'm just like looking up like different concepts and then trying to actually do them and then just play around with them and like listen to the different sounds. And I'm probably gonna make a video about this and like going more into depth and like trying to explain like certain songs that I'm like learning. One thing I wanted to maybe showcase was like the My Dearest Animens version, like the after like the intro, there's like that weird like jazzy part and it's like really nice sounds. And also just like the Kids on the Slope performance of like my favorite things or something like that. And there's just one part of it I was like, oh, like that is nice. Okay, anyways, I feel pretty inspired to start making stuff again. So once again, this second channel is not meant to really be for people. Like if I make more like tutorial content, it's really just gonna be like things I'm learning and I'll just like explain my thought process. Like there's some people on my like main channel who are asking questions about like how do I get into piano as a complete beginner, and to be honest, like I'm probably not the best person to ask because like I feel like you need someone that like has experience working with beginners, and I don't really have that experience. I've experienced being someone with experience growing up and just being bad at the piano, like knowing the very basics but then not really knowing how to actually improve that well. And I do want to make more content like that in general, just about like literally everything in my life. It could be music, it could be guitar, piano, it could literally just be video games too. Like I might make a couple videos on like Slay the Spire and like my thought process there, because like genuinely that game has changed like my way of thinking for everything in life, and like in a good way. Like I feel smarter because of Slay the Spire, and I think if you just adopt like the principles from that game, you can like succeed in like almost any field, I guess, like which is like kind of crazy to say, but you know, I am a grinder and I love improvement, and like I think that's just me to my core. Like I guess very quickly on that point, like another thing I learned recently was like I was talking to someone about happiness chemicals in your brain, and like there's apparently a book on like every different type of happiness. You know, you probably know like dopamine, that's probably the most popular one, and serotonin, dopamine being like the reward chemical, and then serotonin is like happiness. But apparently like serotonin is actually more like the feeling of like being seen by others, of like in like a like being respected, kind of like that. Like apparently people who are like really addicted or like react more to serotonin are people who like really like to buy luxury things to show off to others, like Gucci bags and stuff like that. And maybe that's also like me in like terms of like being good at things. Like I grind for thousands of hours on just these meaningless things just for like a little rank, you know? Like I have thousands of hours in Osu, I have thousands of hours in like Hearthstone, TFT, and maybe not TFT, I have like a couple hundred hours, CSGO, Valorant, and then there's like Oxytocin, and then like maybe another one. But I think that, like that could be its own video. Like it is pretty interesting to think about like the things that make you happy for like an evolutionary reason. And like I've never really thought of that before, where like, you know, it makes sense. And like I think everything about human beings, the fact that we have evolved and are still alive in the 21st century, is due to evolution. And like whatever, like this is like some stupid bullshit, but yeah, like maybe I'll make a video about happiness. Maybe like I don't know, if I make a video like that on my main channel, it'll probably be some anime. Like what's an anime? Maybe like Silent Voice. I was rewatching that actually recently, and like it really hit home. I didn't realize like how much I related to like the feeling of isolation and like not being seen by anybody. Like you can be in a crowd of 1,000 people and feel so lonely because like no one acknowledges you or things like that. And like, you know, enough of this talk, I guess. Anyways, it's like 6 a.m. My sleep schedule is completely fucked. Yeah, I gotta fix that. Okay, I'll probably try to make some more videos just like in general on this channel, on my main channel, this week or next week. I've been saying that, but like, yeah, genuinely was like terrified of like the perceptions like that. But I think I'm in a better spot. Okay, that's all. Peace. See you.